Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Jarvis. You are here with me on IG and Facebook and Instagram, and we're over here on the Wisdom app, and it is going down. We're gonna have a great conversation tonight. Tonight's conversation is happiness is. It's all about the emotions, part three, and it's happiness is. And lo and behold, I already have somebody over on the Wisdom app that's ready to come up and start talking and be a part of the conversation. So I'm going to bring them up and see what we have to say, like see what they got to say. So, normally we go straight to a commercial, but hey, let's do it a little bit different tonight. Let's make something happen. I'm looking forward to this conversation. It's going to be a great conversation. You guys know that we've had some very good conversations these past few days around emotions and happiness and emotional intelligence. So, man, let's kick the conversation off. Let's go ahead and bring up. Her name is Jennifer Codley, and I'm hope it's either Coddle or Codley. I hope that I'm pronouncing this the right way. But let's see. Let's bring her up so we can start a good conversation. Well, good evening, Jennifer.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. How is everything going with you?
Pretty good. I'm over in North Carolina these days. I don't know if you've ever been over here on the East Coast.
I actually have. I am originally from Seattle, but I live down in the Atlanta area, so North Carolina is not that far away from me.
Gotcha. That's so cool. Yeah, and it's Coddle, so.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was saying it right.
Yeah, a lot of people have said it different throughout the years. Even whenever I was in school, I was in elementary school, but people used to say cattle.
Yeah, and it's the funny thing is we get so many people who come from so many different backgrounds that are on here, and some and you want to be I always want to respect how a person, like, what is your name, how do I say your name, correct me if you need to. I'm definitely all about that. So but yeah, so you came up first thing. So did you?
I know. Oh, I'm so excited. No, I've been wanting to get on this app and join in. And I always miss the cues. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just get on tonight. See what's popping.
Nah, that's good, man. That's good. And the conversation, so it's I love the Wisdom app because it gives us an opportunity, one, to connect with other people who are doing what we do, other coaches, other entrepreneurs, other leaders. And I also love that everybody has a way of adding value into a conversation. Now, the cool thing about what I'm doing right now is we are actually simulcasting. So I'm over on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, and we're on Wisdom. So we have 4 different platforms going at one time, and I'm recording it as well so that I can have it for later. So it's fun, like I said.
That's so neat. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add you on Instagram too.
Oh, definitely. Please do. So I would love for you to help kick off the conversation. And you see, we're talking about all about the emotions, and it's happiness. So happiness. So what is happy or happiness to you?
To me, happiness is I think just life in general. I think just living life and being in the moment, of course. And for me, happiness, so emotions too. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm really intuitive into my emotions and all that. And I'm really into just the vibe of things, you know, you always have to fill out the vibe and the energy of everything. We're energetic beings, right?
Right.
We have energy all around us, in our auras and stuff like that. So
absolutely,
I just think vibes are such a big thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you. And I've been talking the past couple of days. I started out talking all about the emotions and kind of introduced and brought people in on emotional intelligence, kind of introducing it. And then yesterday talked about unlocking and using our emotional intelligence. And so what are your thoughts on those things? There's no wrong answer. This is not the setup. This is just creating great conversation.
I totally agree. Sorry, I'm outside smoking a little doobie right now.
It's okay. It is okay. It is okay.
I think emotional intelligence is a huge thing, and I think even in our society now, even in how we teach the school systems and stuff,
right.
you know, that's the last thing they teach. Like, even when I was in elementary school, right? Like, they didn't teach us how to, like, build your credit or learn how to, like, buy a house or, you know, all those kind of things. And so now with COVID and everything's changing anyway with COVID.
Right.
You know, it's like a new way. This is like a new way of learning. Emotional intelligence is definitely something that should be taught, like in school systems in the future, you know, and just getting that word out and like talking about like emotions, happiness, and all that, you know, the whole 9 yards.
I'm with it. So I got 30 more seconds with you on my clock, and I want you to be able to tell people how to connect with you. If you feel comfortable giving your IG, your fake, whatever it is, go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So my Instagram is my full name. It's Jennifer M. and then Caudle. So Jennifer M. Caudle. That's my Instagram. And then my Facebook. I don't even know what my Facebook thing is, but I'm gonna go on Instagram and add you.
Okay. I'm sorry, it ran out of time. So if you come right back up, Jennifer, I'll let you go ahead and finish off with what you were saying. And then we'll go on with with the show. All you gotta do is just request to join one more time. That's the joy of this this wisdom app, man. Or not, I won't say the joy, but you gotta pay attention to your time on there, because man, when that time runs, it runs. But that was Jennifer Caudle. She said over on Instagram, it is her name, her full name, Jennifer M. Caudle. So Caudle. And if you want to go ahead and link up and start following her, you know, if you like what she had to say, definitely find her on that platform. So tonight, man, you know, I'm going to dive back in on this. We are definitely talking about, it's all about the emotions, and we're going to talk about happiness, and it's going to get really, really good. Now, as a reminder to everybody, in the next 2 days, there's a huge event that's happening. It's the Impact Rally 2022. I'm so excited. Today has been long. Yesterday has been long. And they've been long because I have known a lot with my team and getting prepared for all the things that are going to happen. I've had some great conversations with people. I'm excited. And I can't wait to see you there. So tonight, I have one ticket, one general admission ticket available for anybody who's out there who wants to attend the Impact Rally. If you're out there and you want to attend the Impact Rally, I have one ticket. So the first person who reaches out to me, and it's right here in the Atlanta area, actually in Duluth, Georgia, downtown Duluth, Georgia, and it is going to be, this is a general admission ticket. But it's going to the first person that DMs me. The first person that DMs me and lets me know that they want to come, they will be able to get this ticket. It's one general admission ticket. Today is also, if you're planning on traveling in, you know, there's a discounted rate on the hotel. So you want to book your rate today. All right. You want to book your rate today. Today's the last day to get that discounted rate. But I'm pretty sure that if you miss it today, you can go ahead and communicate with the hotel themselves, and they'll be able to connect you or get you taken care of. And the last thing I want to say about it for right now is go register, you all. Go register. This is going to be an opportunity if you're a speaker, aspiring speaker, if you're a coach, aspiring coach, if you're a mentor, aspiring mentor, a leader or aspiring leader, if you're a working professional or an entrepreneur, if you are running a team, leading a team, if you are just looking to take your life to the next level, this is definitely an event that you want to be at. There are things that are set up to absolutely help take you to the next level. So with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this commercial. If you are over on the Wisdom app, you'll be able to hear the commercial. If you're on the on Instagram, you'll also be able to hear the commercial. And my Instagram family, go ahead and talk to me. Let me know how you feeling, what you got going on. I know sometimes Instagram, the signal can get kind of I don't know. We got to work on that. I'm working on trying to get that Instagram feed flowing a lot better and a lot stronger, and definitely keeping the communication going with you guys. So I see you, Jennifer, jumping in over there. What's going on? It's good to see you. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this commercial. If you want to jump in and go over to Facebook or YouTube, that information is pinned over on Instagram, so you can go jump in on those outlets, so you can definitely see what you're about to listen to and hear. So let's go ahead and run this first commercial, and after this commercial break, we'll come right back and we will jump right into it. All about emotions, happiness, happiness is. So let's get into it. Enjoy this commercial. Yo, welcome back, everybody. For you're in it with me, Jarvis TV, and we're making it happen. And I'm excited that you're here. You just heard me talking with my new friend Jennifer Cottle over on the Wisdom app, and she has found us over on Instagram, and she's probably gonna find us on YouTube and Facebook too. So, what up, Jennifer in the building, holding it down. So listen, you guys, we're today's topic, happiness is, and I'm so glad that somebody like Jennifer jumped on immediately because it sets the tone. You know, she carried like such a jovial personality, and the laughter that she brought to the conversation, and sharing her thoughts on what happiness is and sharing her thoughts on the emotional intelligence piece. You know, it's a good way to start running into the conversation. So for me to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you guys about the pursuit of happiness, or the pursuit of happy. I don't know if you all recall, and if you're on here and you didn't get a chance to, we did a live a while back called The Pursuit of Happiness. And I talked about what the pursuit of happiness was. Well, now we're here and I'm going back and I'm going to refer back to what the pursuit of happiness is. Now, we as human beings, especially here in the United States of America, we tend to equate the pursuit of happiness with the pursuit of success. Fair to say, right? We tend to equate the pursuit of happiness with the pursuit of success. And my question is, and actually, I'm not even gonna say it's my question. What my thought process is that the pursuit of happiness is not necessarily the pursuit of success. That's not really the truth. We say that, we look at that, and we get this idea because we look at our forefathers, Thomas Jefferson to be exact, who wrote out the Declaration of Independence. And when we think about what he said in the Declaration of Independence, we immediately turn our thoughts to, man, this pursuit of happiness is definitely the pursuit of our success. But I'm going to challenge that thought tonight. And the reason I'm going to challenge that thought tonight is because there's so many of us who think like that. And then we end up getting all the stuff that we say we want, but for some reason we're still unhappy. There are millionaires that are walking around miserable. There are gazillionaires walking around miserable. If you need an example, you got Bill Gates and his wife. We thought they were happily rich and married. It didn't work out. Somewhere there was a disconnect. There was something that they couldn't find their happiness in those moments. Their children are growing up. Their business is growing. I mean, if you think about, was it Jeff Bezos and his wife, the founders? Oh, no, not Jeff Bezos. The founders of Amazon. Him and his wife. I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but similar situation. They're doing great, and you think that everything's going gravy, and then all of a sudden they're just not there. Or let's look at Megan Good and her recently divorced Amazon. That's right. There we go. Thank you so much, Jennifer. But let's think about Megan Good and her former husband. Also, it was Jeff Bezos. Thank you so much. So her and her former husband, you look at it, they had like a great story. They wrote a book together. They've been together for some years, and now they're no longer happy. So you think that we have this idea like, okay, when I get this, I'm going to be happy. When I get that, I'm going to be happy. And we hinge our happiness on these levels of what we call what we call success. So from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, what I tell people, and I just want to go back into this because we can actually start pursuing that success as if it's our dream. And I want to go ahead and take a line from a good friend of mine, Dr. Joe Johnson. You should check him out. But he wrote a book and it's called Pursue Your Purpose, Not Your Dreams. And the reason you want to pursue your purpose, not your dreams, is because if you're just pursuing your dreams, you're pursuing what you think is going to make you happy. And remember what I said in the beginning, it's all hinging on saying, okay, happiness is equated to success. If you're just pursuing the things that you think they're going to make you happy, and let's just say that's your dreams, so if you've ever gotten anything that you felt like was your dream, like anything that you felt like was your dream, and I'm gonna be totally 100 with you. Like let's say your dream vacation was to go to the Bahamas. Well, if you went to the Bahamas, right, your dream vacation was to go to the Bahamas. You finally went to the Bahamas. You kind of like, all right, that's cool. And then eventually the Bahamas is not going to be the spot that you're going to want to go to. Or your dream car. You get your dream car, and once you get your dream car, it's like, oh, okay. Or your dream job. You get your dream job, and then once you get your dream job, you're just like, okay, what's next? The problem with pursuing happiness and equating it to success is that every time you reach a level, you're going to need more to help you feel that nostalgia again. You're going to need more to help you fire off those endorphins all over again. You're going to need more to take you to those next levels and try to get you to that place where you felt like, okay, this is where I needed to be in order to feel happiness. So what I want to do is I want to kind of jump back in history. Let's go back and talk about Thomas Jefferson for a minute, because I want to remember what I said. I want to challenge the thought process, right? I want to challenge what we think and what we were thinking about what he had to say and how he had to say it. So in challenging that, Jennifer, Miss Tasha Renee over on Facebook says, welcome. She says, welcome, Jennifer. And she got exclamation points and everything. So she's sharing the love. That's what's up. What up, T Renee in the building? So let's go ahead and jump into this history. Let's talk about this history for a minute. In talking about the history and looking at the history, Thomas Jefferson, one of our forefathers, he wrote the Declaration of Independence. In the second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, thinking about what he said, now let's do what I like to do, which is look at the context of where he's at. What if when he was referring to the pursuit of happiness, he wasn't referring to it as the pursuit of success? What if? Let's just try to go back. Let's think about what was going on back in that time. When Thomas Jefferson was alive, he didn't see limousines. He didn't see cars. He didn't see televisions. He didn't see cell phones. He mentioned, he says it, that all men are created equal, but then somewhere else they created a clause or an addendum or something that made people that didn't look like them out to be not fully individuals, like 3/4 of a human being, basically, right? Or 3/5 or something like that. It's something crazy. It's so crazy to me, I don't remember the number exactly. But yet he said the pursuit of happiness, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What if at that time he was referring to something that he had learned, something that he had picked up from a Greek philosopher? Matter of fact, there was a Greek Enlightenment philosopher back in the day, and his name was John Locke. That was his name, John Locke. So what if he was reading some of the stuff of what John Locke said? And what if he was referring to something that John Locke said when John Locke was saying, in order to pursue true and solid happiness, we need to distinguish real happiness from imaginary happiness. Now it's getting the water's getting a little thick, right? Because now we're thinking about it like, okay, wait a minute. Did he just say real happiness and imaginary happiness? You're probably asking yourself, like, what's the difference? What in the world are there things that you can look at and say real happiness and imaginary happiness? Oh man, let's ponder on it for a second. We're looking at what Thomas Jefferson wrote. We just kind of took a dive back into to Thomas Jefferson and what he said in the Declaration of Independence. And he says it plain and simple, with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But we've never really stopped to think about the context of the time frame that he lived in. And in looking at the context of the time frame that he lived in a time when they were not wearing Nikes. They were probably wearing like some sewed up cowhide, right, around their feet, or they had something like they were riding horses. They were walking in the mud. They didn't have electricity. The light in their house was not. They basically were sitting in a house, and like he came up in a time like that where he was structuring himself and making his whole mind, his whole mental assessments on everything based off of what he saw and what he lived in. We make the mental assessment off of what we live in and what we see today. So we can look at television and we can say, yo, that's, I would be so happy if I had a house like that. There, you know how many people say, man, if I won the lotto, I'd be so happy. How about this? You'll be so excited when you win the lotto, but then when everybody coming knocking at your door trying to get some money, you're gonna be like, when, can you please leave me? Like, why? Who are you? I don't know. Why, Sway? What are you doing here? You'll have uncles, cousins, aunts, and friends that are gonna pop up from anywhere. And then you're gonna start getting irritated because you're gonna start to find that there are people who are around you that are opportunists. There are people that are around you that just want to be there and chill with you because you have the money. They want to take advantage of the fact that you have something that they don't have. Interesting. Very interesting. So in looking at what Thomas Jefferson was what he was thinking about, he was a scholar, right? He was a learned man, of course, because he was able to sit down and he was able to write out this Declaration of Independence, you know, and he's got to be thinking about what he was taught in school. He probably said to himself, man, John Locke said that, to pursue true and solid happiness, we need to distinguish real happiness from imaginary happiness. So what if in that time frame, and I'm throwing out a lot of what ifs because I want us to think about this, what if in that time frame when he's saying this and he's talking about this, what if he's saying, you know what, no matter what it looks like, we have these moments of happiness. And that's what we have. Everybody has the right to pursue these moments of happiness. And what if his moment of happiness was sitting at the kitchen table with his family and eating dinner? And he thought to himself, all men are created equal. They should have this opportunity to sit at their kitchen table and enjoy dinner with their family. What if his moment of happiness was when he's sitting at the lakeside and he's got his little fishing pole and he's sitting out there fishing? And that's where his thought process was. Again, I'm just throwing these out as what ifs because I want to challenge the way that we've looked at this pursuit of happiness being equated to success. Success is not dictated by how much money you have. Success is not dictated by the job you have. Success is not dictated. It cannot be the equivalency to you being the richest person in the world. Now, the world will look at you and say that you're successful because they're looking at the stack of, or the ending stack of your accomplishments, what you've accomplished in your life. But the reality of it all is that they don't know your story. There's some murky stuff back there. See, they get to see the water after it's gone through the filter. They don't know what the water looked like before it hit the filter. They get to see you when you've gotten out of the bath, but they don't know what you look like before you got in the bath. They get to see the baby after the baby's diaper has been changed, but they don't get to see what the diaper looked like. Are you following me? I'm giving you all these analogies because I want you to know how the world is going to see you. People will always look at your glory. They will always. That's why you got Instagram. That's why matter of fact, that's why Instagram blew up, because it became a staging place for people to put out content that is basically giving you a highlight reel or painting a picture of something to be not necessarily true or real. I tell people all the time, please don't live off of my highlight reel. You can see me come on here every night and I'm doing this 90-day challenge and you can be like, man, he makes it seem so easy. He makes it seem so seamless. But you don't know the days where I've been, like a day like today, I'm finishing getting things prepared for the Impact Rally. And as I'm getting things finished, prepared for the Impact Rally, and I'm so excited about this Impact Rally. I literally stopped at least 2 or 3 times today and meditated for like 30 minutes each time, just to get my mind back to where I need to be, just to start, giving myself those affirmations, taking my levels of stress and anxiety down. Those things are real. I looked at the clock. Oh man, I got my live coming up. Got to get ready. And I immediately switched my mindset. And as I started to switch my mindset, all I could think about was the lives of people that I'm supposed to impact, and how am I going to impact those lives and bring them the information that I've been studying, and just kind of have good conversations with them and want to elevate them. See, something about me, you guys, I just want you to know I am crazy ambitious about just seeing the people around me succeed. I'm telling you, I read something one day. Um, and it said something to the effect of to not have ambitions for your own selfish gain, but to have ambitions for your brothers and sisters around you to succeed. It said something to that extent, right? And when I read that, I was like, that's how I got to live my life. Now, you know me, I'm always making reference to this book that I like to read. It's like, it's a bestseller. It's been a bestseller for over like 2,000 years. I don't know how many copies of this book has been sold. It should be on the New York bestsellers, like all-time greatest hits book. This book is literally called The Bible. Seriously. If you're looking for principles, you know what I'm saying? That there are so many principles. And I'm referring to that because even as I'm talking about happiness it doesn't tell you in there that it doesn't distinguish happiness as your success. Because there were a lot of people in there who found sorry, let me finish the sentence, who found happiness in ugly situations. If you've ever traveled to a foreign country, now for if you're in the United States, I'm talking about if you've left the United States and you've gone to what is considered to be a third world country, right? And you've walked into a place where they didn't have running water and they didn't have window panes or window, like the glass on the windows. They just had a window cutout. They didn't have wood on the outside of their house. Their house was actually put together by some sort of scrap metal or some sort of tarping or some, like, if you've ever been to a country like that, you've seen true, real happiness. You've seen it. You've seen it in the face of the mother who's standing in the kitchen that's in this place, and their kitchen is not even. Listen, y'all. I went to India, and when I was in India, one of the things that I will never forget this. I walk in, or I get off the plane. I'm excited, and at the time I had my little frohawk. Matter of fact, my mohawk was high, and I had a friend with me. He was from India, and he told me, he said, "Man, people are gonna think you're a rock star." And I was like, well, why do you think why that? He said, because they've never seen hair like yours. They've only seen it on pictures, billboards, and if they had a chance to see TV. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, no problem. So I'm just like, I'm rocking my little mohawk, you know what I'm saying? Got my little sunglasses. I figure I'm going to play the role. I mean, you go tell me they think I'm a rock star. I will be a rock star for a minute. Now, I didn't get that deep into it. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I did set myself up to be prepared to just be that guy, right? Because here it is. I look like something that they've never seen before. And I have this American Western hemisphere philosophy in my head of what success looks like, what just trying to make it looks like. At the time, as a matter of fact, financially, I feel like I was in like an in-between space. And so I was at this place where I was living, I was not low income. I was like a middle income type of a person at the time. Right. So I get over there and we get into the guy picks us up from the airport. Nice car. We're driving. We leave from this city called Hyderabad, right? It's Hyderabad. As we leave from Hyderabad, we take off on this road. And I noticed that the city lights stay behind us. There are no city lights in front of us. And then we stop at a little rest stop about an hour and a half into our trip. And when we stop at this rest stop at an hour and a half into our trip, it's a restaurant and it's called the Punjabi Hotel. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, dope. So we go inside and I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, man, I'm so hungry. I can't wait to eat. I'm just like, yeah, let's get it. And me, like anybody who knows me knows that I'm a foodie. Like I'm definitely a foodie. So when I'm traveling, I'm eating anything that's there. So we get out there, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking and I'm watching these women kind of go back and forth into the bathroom area. And I got to use the bathroom. So I'm like, hey, man, I got to use the bathroom. It's right over here, right? And the guy who's with us, who's our guide, says, no. Outside. You got to go check outside. So I walk outside and me with my Western hemisphere philosophy, my Americanized mindset, I walk around outside and I'm looking. All I see is dirt, rocks, and hills, y'all. And a little corner spot where a dude is selling all kind, like he's got like a little hut and he's selling all kind of electronics, phones and everything. So I'm kind of in awe on this. Now I don't speak the native language, so I'm having a hard time communicating, saying where's the bathroom. So I go back inside and I go to the table. I'm like, hey, I didn't see the bathroom. He's like, oh, you were in it. I said, what? He said, you were in it. And I was like, oh, so I just go find a spot and just go. He's like, yeah, be careful. Don't step in anybody else's. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to walk around all outside. That's the first thing. So now my mind is like, okay, I start getting, and I'm sharing this with you because I just got to let you guys know, like we set ourselves up in America with this pursuit of happiness being equivalent to our pursuit of success. And it's not. It is not, you all. And I know we're talking about all about the emotions. Happiness is an emotion. And I'm giving you these stories because I'm gonna tap into how we get to that place where we tap into that emotion of happiness. Like right now, I'm just taking you down a journey, and I want to ask you these questions because I'm giving you some of the history. So, man, get it? No, Arlo. No, bruh. No. And I see you over here laughing at me, Jennifer. I'm telling y'all, the story gets better though. Just why there were no bushes. No, none. Matter of fact, I saw goats in the distance. And when I say the distance, I'm talking about maybe like 5 feet away from me, 10 feet away from me. And they were like, and he said definitely not over there because the people would be upset. But anyways, so we get back in the car, we drive, and I'm listening to our guide talk to us. He's like, yeah, we were able to get you guys rooms at the best hotel in the. And I should have known something was up when I heard this word. The best hotels in the village. One of the best hotels in the village. The word that was operative was not best or hotel. It was village. Aha. Listen to your boy, man. So I'm like excited. I'm like in my mind, I'm painting this picture. I'm like, yo, we at like the Waldorf Astoria, the Ritz Carlton. We at the Intercontinental, the Kempton Resorts. Like in my mind, I'm going through all of these different hotels that we could possibly be staying at. We drive into the village, and I'm noticing like gates, and I'm noticing it was a nice little spot, like a little village, but it was like there were no big buildings. Like no. There were buildings that were partially built. There were buildings, and we pulled up at one building that was all the way built. And I saw the sign on the side, and they had the word, but then on the side of it in English it said hotel. So I'm like, yo, okay, so this can't possibly be our hotel. So I'm scratching my chin, and I'm thinking like, well, okay, all right. Now there's 3 of us that are traveling on this trip. One of us is actually from India, and so is used to this, and just kind of like, hey, he's moving this thing. And the other 2 of us are from the United States. One being from West Virginia, the other being from Seattle, Washington. So you can only imagine the 3 mindsets coming together right now, right? So we get in there, and I'm standing there, and it's hot. Immediately when I step out of the car, I'm sweating. We go inside, and I feel like literally I walked into a live taping of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I'm serious. Like I literally felt that way. As soon as I walk in, I feel like, okay, we're in like some Indiana Jones type stuff. Or if you're old enough to remember this movie, I felt like it was like that that movie Romancing the Stone with Kirk Douglas. Like I was just like, yo, this is real. We get on the elevator. To go up the elevator, you had to close this little gate, and you had to crank this little thing to take you to your floor. I'm just like, oh my goodness. What's up, Gwendolyn? How you feeling? I'm like, in my mind, I was like, oh my goodness. So now my expectation of what I'm about to walk into is starting to go down, right? Now we get into our rooms, we go to our rooms, and they make a mistake, and they only book 2 rooms. And I walk into the room, and I look at the bed. And when I look at the bed, I kind of pull the cover back, and I'm looking. Actually, they don't even have the cover on the bed. The cover's at the foot of the bed, and I'm looking at the sheets, and there's blood stains on the sheets, y'all. Blood stains on the sheets, and I'm just like, and they're like, hey, we forgot to book your room. Do you want us to book you another room? Do you want us to go ahead and get you a room? And I'm looking at the blood stains on the sheets, and I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I'll sleep in here. I can sleep in here. So that's part 2. That's step 2. So I'm in a room. Now I'm getting in my mind. I'm just like, I pull out my suitcase, and out of my suitcase, I pull out my Lysol. I'm spraying everything down. I'm spraying the floor. I can see where the ants are kind of walking across. I open the door to look in the bathroom. It's about the size of somebody's like coat closet at their house when you first walk in the door, and everything's in one spot. And I'm just like, how is this going to work? So I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable because in my mind, in the United States, I'm taught that the pursuit of happiness is at a certain is levels of success. I'm taught that I'm supposed to have certain things, like I'm entitled to having a roof over my head and multiple bedrooms and carpet on the floor if I want it, or vinyl on the floor if I want it, or hardwood on the floor if I want it. Or I could just have a straight, smooth concrete and go ahead and gloss that thing if I want it. These are the things that we're taught and that's what I'm telling you. Your pursuit of happiness is not equated to success, and success is not based off of the things that you have. Because here I am, I'm in the best hotel in the village, right? I'm seen as a rock star just because I look different and my hair is different, right? So all of these things are coming into play. Follow me with this. And now we go into step 3 of this story. I go out to the village. They take us out to a village way out somewhere, like another hour and a half out. There's no street lights. There's no I don't see I don't see a telephone pole. There's no street lights. It's pitch black. I have no idea how our driver knows where he's going. And we get out here into the middle of nowhere. And I remember stepping out of the car because he stopped the car and he's like, "We're here." And I'm like, "We're here?" Now we did drive through like smaller villages, and so I saw little like huts and little houses that people had put together. And we're driving through, and we get out of the car, and it's pitch black. And the only thing that I could think of in that moment that gave me solace was when I looked up, and I looked at the stars, and I was like, "Wow, I don't get the chance to see this in America. We polluted the sky with so much light that we don't get to see this beauty. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing." Like I felt like I was looking at a poster of outer space. And, sometimes you can be like, that ain't what space looked like, because you see all these stars. Man, it was so beautiful. And I see y'all comments. Okay, we were just in another country like that, like the others. Just more freedom. Yes. Oh yeah. We're just another country, just like the others. Thank you, Arlo. We're just another country, just like the others. We just have more freedoms. It doesn't, we're not entitled to any of this stuff. I'm not entitled to have this phone. I'm not entitled to have this computer. I'm not entitled to the camera. I'm not entitled to the lights. I'm not entitled to the walls that are here. And that's where I'm going with this. So, okay, we'll see you when you come back. That's right, pollution. All right, so listen. So we go to this. We're out here. It's pitch black, and then I hear things scurrying in the trees. Well, the people knew that we were there, so then somebody turns on their flashlight on their phone, and we flash the flashlight around. There's 3 of us standing, and all of a sudden there's like 50 people around us. I have no idea where these people came from, none whatsoever. And I'm just like, whoa, oh my gosh. So, and again, in my mind, I'm like romancing the stone, Indiana Jones movies. Like, I'm just like, what in the world? Oh man, Lord Jesus, keep it safe. So it wasn't a Jesus take the wheel, because there was no wheel. It was like, Jesus fix it. I don't even know what to say in that situation. So we're out there, but I knew the purpose of why we were there. We were there to impact lives. We were there to make a difference. We were there to be the hands and feet of love and understanding and wisdom and hope. That's what we were there for. And I just gave you a great description of just being hands and feet of Jesus. We were there to share life and share love. And we go to eat at somebody's house, and they say it's the nicest house in the area, and they're feeding us, no utensils. So I kind of became a spectacle, because what I did is I took my light little naan bread. I was calling it butternut bread, but I took my naan bread, and I took my jerky, or my jerk sauce and jerk lamb, and I put it all in my thing, and I rolled it up like a burrito. They had never seen that before. Again, American delicacies, things that other people don't get a chance to see, things that we think we're supposed to have, that we take for granted, right? Silverware. One of the guys started laughing, and this is where it gets really good. He laughs, and he said, you did that because you don't know how to use your eating utensils. And I was like, I don't have any eating utensils. And he chuckled. Yes, brother, you do have eating utensils. And he kind of nodded his head. I said, what do I have? He said, in America, you use, perfect. I got this. In America, you use one fork. You use one. He said, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And he started showing me how to eat and picking up the food with his hands, just eating. He was just like, and so, I'm like, oh, I can do that. Man, I'm grabbing, like I'm just like a little kid all over again. And they're laughing. In that moment, they're enjoying themselves and finding happiness in teaching me their culture. They were showing me in that moment real true happiness. Now, remember what I told you about my hotel room. And I see you. What's up, friend? How you doing over there? I see you. I see you, T. What's going on? But man, true happiness, right? True happiness. Remember, I'm talking about finding real happiness versus the imaginary happiness. So we go back to we're traveling back to our hotel. And as I'm traveling back to my hotel, I look at those places that I saw that I thought were probably corner stores and I thought were probably just incomplete homes. And I thought the things that I thought were like I didn't know what they were. I thought they were just abandoned buildings. And I started looking and I'm looking at this and things that I thought were tables, I see kids, two and three of them laid like this, sleeping on these tables. I see people sleeping on what I thought were just benches that were probably in the back somebody's backyard. I see full families sleeping out under the stars in these open areas. I see the huts and I see the kids that are sleeping outside, and I saw an adult walk inside and I saw him blow out a candle. I start thinking to myself, how in the world did I ever walk into that hotel that they booked us at, that they felt is the best hotel in the village, and allow myself to get so bougie that I didn't even want to open my suitcase, that I didn't want to sit on the bed, that I was bold enough to take out wipes and Lysol and start spraying everything down like they didn't already clean it. Like I took for granted the fact that they probably cleaned the sheets that were there so much and did everything they could to get those stains out, but they just didn't have it was more economical for them to keep the sheets than to throw the sheets away, right? In my mind, I'm thinking that. I'm thinking like, okay, how in the world did I complain about having to go use the bathroom outside when everybody in this village is using the bathroom outside? Little kids squatting on the side of the road, adults going to stand in the spot. Like it's just I took those things for granted. And then we get back to our hotel and I embraced my room. I embraced my pillows. I embraced my shower that I had because I realized that those people didn't have a shower. They were standing in the creek and they were washing themselves. We went back out and we went to an orphanage, and I remember going to the orphanage and I remember poking my head out, just kind of looking and watching where they were cooking. And the cook was in the kitchen, but the kitchen was outside over a fire, like a fire pit that she had created. And she had this huge pot and she was cooking a big thing of rice for the kids, fresh. And I started to look at that. And I remember talking to some of the kids, and they spoke pretty good English. And they were so happy just to be there, just to have that moment. They were telling us about stories of things that they did that made them happy, but the things that they were telling me about what made them happy would not equate to the things that a child in the United States would tell me about what made them happy. They didn't care about not having shoes, y'all. They didn't care about not having windows. They didn't care about not having AC. The thing that made them happy was that somebody showed up to say, we love you, we care about you. The thing that made them happy is that they had each other. The thing that made them happy is that their legs were working and their arms were working, right? They were happy. I gave a little kid a $5 bill, not knowing that I literally gave this kid enough money to feed him and the rest of the orphanage for the next 6 months. I didn't know that until the man, the pastor who was running the orphanage, told me. He said, what you just gave him will feed him and the rest of those kids for the next 6 months. So that little kid immediately became the man, the big man on town. Like, they were excited. And then I gave it to him, and all these adults start coming around like, hey, brother. And I'm like, whoa, hey, that was my last $5 bill. To me, I took that $5 for granted, but I wanted to leave something with that little kid. So really, let's start breaking down what's imaginary happiness and what's real happiness. Let's talk about it. Let's be real. Let's really dive in to what we're talking about right now. All about the emotions. Happiness. Happiness is not success, you all. Happiness, it's not. I'm so excited about the Impact Rally. That's an emotion. That's an emotion of excitement. I'm feeling the excitement because I'm anticipating. Like, I'm sitting in eager anticipation for you all to be there. What's up, Jason? I see you, my guy. I'm sitting with I am eagerly anticipating you being there in the place to be at the Impact Rally this weekend. Whether you get a virtual ticket, whether you get a VIP ticket, whether you get a general admission ticket. I mean, space is limited, so I can't have all of you there, but that's why we got the virtual ticket. So you can join if you want to be there. Either way, I'm excited about this. But I didn't want to say, and I was talking to somebody the other day, and the thought ran through my mind, and I was like, man, it's so funny, because I was just about to say, I'll be so happy when this is over. No, I won't. No, I won't, because I'm going to be preparing for the next thing. I'm going to be getting ready to take more people to the next level. We're going to be kicking off Impact Academy. There's things that are going to be falling in place where I'm going to have like weekly mentoring coaching sessions with groups of people, helping them elevate themselves and take themselves further in their careers, further in their life, further in their business, further in their jobs, helping them get those promotions. That's what it like. So my happiness, it's not hinging on the Impact rally. My happiness wasn't hinging on coming on live tonight. We have to identify the difference. Let's look at John Locke. He said, and I didn't quote John Locke his full quote, because I pulled exactly what he said. So John Locke, he's a remember what I said, he's a Greek Enlightenment philosopher. And this is really probably where Thomas Jefferson got that whole life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness piece from, just to give you guys a quick recap. But I'm looking at it, and John Locke said, in order to pursue true and solid happiness, we need to distinguish real happiness from imaginary happiness. So my question that I want to ask you right now is, does getting what you want really equate to you being happy? If getting what you want really equates to you being happy, go ahead and just say, that's me. Go ahead. You can just go, you can put that. If getting what you want really equates to you being happy. So if you being happy meant that, and I'm talking about like tangible things, getting what you want. So you got that new car. Did you feel happy? Are you happy today like you were happy when you bought the new car? And have you accomplished the success that you were looking for in that happiness, if you're equating success to happiness? And I see T over here. She said, Ms. Booker said, you can have everything and still not be happy. That is so true. And that's exactly where I'm going with it. Now, if you're that person who's watching and you say, you know what? Having what I want does not necessarily equate to me being happy, then go ahead and throw some hearts. Say that's me. Say that's, put impact. I don't care what you put. Just let me know that you agree with that. If you're over on the Wisdom app, go ahead and clap and share some love and show some hands. If you understand, and I'm going to say it again, and when I ask this question, if you say my happiness does not equate, or I'm sorry, getting what I want does not equate to my happiness. I see the hearts flying up. I'm getting the that's me's popping up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. And then it's Legal Scorpion jumped in. She said, for a short period of time, however, there is so much more available. I won't stop there. I can't. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we get happy in the moment, and that's where I'm going with this. And now we're really getting into it. The difference between imaginary and real. Your imaginary happiness is this, you all. You get your kids. They really want you to get them a cell phone. You get them the cell phone. They're happy. Or they're putting off the energy like they're happy. They're excited about it. Now they fit in with everybody else. That happiness is imaginary. I know that there's some of you that are gonna be like, well, no, they're really feeling happy in the moment. Yeah, they're really feeling happy in the moment, but they don't know what it feels like. Like, until you take that phone away from them, they're not really gonna understand what true happiness is about having that phone. If you've ever seen a child who got in trouble and could not play their video game, could not talk on their phone, they experience the downside. Then they appreciate when you give them back. Happiness is more equivalent to an appreciation than it is to your success. And you guys are giving me some great stuff right here. Let's see. Arlo, my man Arlo says, I think a lot of people are happy with what they want. I think they just need to understand that it's a blessing and not a necessity. I agree. And then Legal Scorpion said, once they get the cell phone, then they want the upgrade. Yes, then they want the upgrade. And Apple and Samsung ain't making it no easier, because they pushing out new upgrades all the time. Video game systems pushing out new upgrades all the time. I got Tasha Renee over here. She says, I think it was Tasha Renee. Let me see, make sure I'm looking at this correctly. Oh no, I already read that one. Okay, cool. All right, so that was Tamisa. That's I got her thing. Got you. So listen, y'all. Imaginary happiness. Imaginary happiness. Imaginary happiness is, you know, your imaginary happiness is okay. You buy the watch that you want. You buy the hat that you want. You buy the shoes that you want. Now you walking and everybody looking at you like you got everything that you like. You really got it going on. That's not real. That's imaginary. It's not real because you're hinging what you're thinking is an emotional response on what's not an emotional response. It's on the attention that you believe you're getting from everybody else. Because you can't listen, y'all. When you're driving the car that you want to drive, you don't see yourself in the car. You can't. It's impossible because you're in the car. You don't know what you look like from the outside looking in. We so hung up on, man, when they see me. Wait till they see me. Oh my God, when they see me. Hold up. Let me. Shh. When they see me, you don't see yourself. That's imaginary happiness. Anything that's connected to something that's tangible, like getting a book or getting a watch, getting a ring, getting a hat, getting shoes, getting a car, getting a house. Those, they spark the feeling, they spark the emotions, but the reality is it's really not true happiness. Now there's certain things that you'll get into that you'll experience moments, and this is where I need everybody to understand moments of true happiness versus those moments of the imaginary happiness. And I see Legal Scorpion just put something in here. She said the imaginary happiness also comes when you accept someone else, or when you expect someone else to make you happy. And that's exactly where I was about to go. It's ultimately your responsibility to be at a happy place. Others can only add to your personal happiness. That's exactly where I was going to go with it. Imaginary happiness is when you get those times when you feel like, okay, if you've ever been in a relationship and you put the responsibility on the person that you're with to say, hey, you're supposed to make me happy. You ever had that happen? Oh my goodness. We've all been there. If you've ever been in a relationship, we've all been there. And then you're the person, if you're ever the person on the other end, you're thinking like, is it really my responsibility to make that person happy? You add to their happiness, but it's their responsibility to make themselves happy. That's why Paul said, I think myself happy. So I got somebody ready to come up and have a conversation. It's my man, Jason. Jason, I got 2 minutes on the clock for you, my guy, because we're close to the end. So let's see what you got to say. Yeah, let's see what my guy has to say. And bring him up, and then I'm gonna get ready to close this out here. J Money, can you hear me? You can hear me, but I can't hear you, and I'm pretty sure that everybody else can hear you. Hold on. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. All right, say something now.
I'm saying.
Okay, so you can hear me. Cool. Now you can hear me, right?
It's very important to be happy on your own. I was at the restaurant in Canada, okay, and the waitress at my favorite restaurant. In fact, they kicked me out for no reason. But anyway, that's another story. But look, I don't know why these things happen to me. Okay,
you're so special,
I'm
man.
in Georgia. I'm just not going for any jobs. Okay, look.
Yeah, that's funny.
But what I'm saying is this: see how happy I am. And
yeah.
Look, and I'm not. That I'm not, because so the thing is, we have to be happy single, because look, somebody can't make you happy. So the waitress had on her Facebook, I talked to her, and then she had a post. It was good.
Yeah.
It said, find someone that makes you happy, and then it crossed out find and wrote be. Be someone that makes you happy, right?
That's good.
Until you've done that, you have no business dating. This is Jason, and I'm done speaking, brother. That's it.
I got you. All right, man. That was good. I like that. Be someone. Instead of finding someone that'll make you happy, be someone that will make you happy. That's good. And you got a great response over here from Tamisa. She says, yes. Matter of fact, that was probably like one of those, yes, auntie. You know, like one of those, you know how y'all ladies do. I can't do it right because it's just not meant for me to do, I guess. But man, so imaginary and real. When you can identify and you can break down the difference between the imaginary happiness and the real happiness, then that right there, when you start talking about all about the emotions, it's going to take you to the next level. Now, I want you guys to really just take the time and look around, look in your surroundings. I'm happy in my home. I am. I enjoy being in my home. Like I find peace and I find solace in my home. But I have also found that whenever we go through tough times in life, like when we go through tough times in life, that's when we can yield, absolutely yield or galvanize pure and real happiness. You don't know what true happiness is until you've experienced something tough, or you've experienced something murky, or you've experienced something that has caused your heart to feel at a low, and then you feel that point of the nostalgia, that nostalgic boost that happens when your endorphins are released that cause you to feel happy. Y'all following me? If you're still with me over here on IG, go ahead and show me love. Let me know that you're with me on IG. I know I was trying to make sure, like, mic wise, that you guys can hear me. So if you can hear me, just go ahead and throw some hearts and let me know you can hear me, because I that's good. Like I need everybody to understand that when we go through life, when we go through our tough times in life, it's in those moments. Think about what I'm saying. Moments. There's power in moments, everybody. It's in those moments that you can yield pure and real happiness. You galvanize pure and real happiness. I found that happiness shows up in small moments while we pursue the big stuff. As I'm going and I'm getting myself ready for the Impacts rally, to me right now, it's a big thing in my mind, and I'm finding small pieces of happiness along the way. Those real moments of happiness, they will come in those moments, like when a mother holds her child for the first time. The happiness of that. Just a mind-blowing happiness. A father seeing and holding his child for the first time, the happiness behind that. Those are real moments of happiness. When you're having a challenging, tough time, and somebody who you care about, somebody who you love, somebody, whether it's your spouse, your partner, your child, your cousin, your uncle, somebody says something and it just puts a smile on your face and it causes you to chuckle and it causes you to laugh. You hold on to those moments because those moments are real happy moments. There are moments where you were feeling down and something happened that brought you to a place where you're like, you know what? It's not even the fact that it's the big things. It's the small things that count. In everything that we do in life, the older we get, right? Because there's those like you, there's things that you can identify as saying this is real happiness to me when you're in your 20s. Then there's things that you can identify as saying this is real happiness to me in your 30s. There's things that you're gonna identify and say this is real happiness in your 40s. Every time you hit a new plateau, you're gonna find that those things that you identify as real happiness, y'all, real happiness, are gonna be the small moments. The small moments. The small moments, you guys. It's not the big bang. It's the small moments. It's that moment when somebody stopped and came over to you and told you how amazing you were and they walked away. That's a small moment, but it meant so much. And think about it like this. Even in relationships, we say this often. Little things. It's the little things that matter, not the big things. I don't need the big things, just the little things. I see plenty of people who flash and show off all of these big things, but they're not really happy. They don't have true happiness in their heart. They don't have true happiness in their heart. And I want to go ahead and read this with what Tamisa has over here. She says, I used to be a people pleaser. I used to love to make others happy, but I was losing myself just to please people. I wasn't getting shown in return. I wasn't getting shown the same thing from them in return. Yeah, there's a lot of us that are out there like that. Don't do what you do expecting something else in return. Do it because it makes you happy, because it's what you want to do. It's where you want to be. It's the things that you want to believe in. It's the things that make your heart go pitter patter. And the same way that you'll have those moments of happiness, right? You're going to have moments of sadness. You're going to have moments, you're going to be challenged. And I'm not going to say you're going to have to stay in these moments. You're going to be challenged with moments of hurt, challenged with moments of pain, like But in those times when it feels like it's long and it feels like it's dragging itself out, know that it's a short season. It's just like a snowstorm. Snow comes, snow hits. Eventually the sun's gonna come out. It's gonna warm up. It's gonna go away. Hurricanes don't stay forever. They may cause some damage. They may cause huge disasters, right? But they pass. That's how every tough moment in our life has got to go. And you got to remember that your happiness is going to show up in small moments. And so it's the power of those moments that you have to take a hold of, that you have to take advantage of to say, hey, this is what's going to propel me forward. Live a happy life. Be like Paul. Think yourself happy. He said it. I think myself happy in the worst situations. I'm just telling you. He's a great author. You should go check him out sometime. You know, he's written a lot of stuff. Well, then you have, you know, and it's funny to me because after a while, and I said this already, it's the small things that are going to count so much more. Quit focusing on the big, quit focusing on the things that are the tangibles that I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when. But I want you to start paying attention to those moments when happiness hits you. And you'll know when happiness hits you. It's the time when you're sitting and you're doing nothing, and then all of a sudden you get a smile on your face because you have a thought about something that brings back a memory. That memory brings a smile to your face. It happens a lot when we think about our loved ones. It happens a lot when we think about our past. You know, it happens a lot when we think about where we want to go or what somebody else said to us. Grab hold of your happiness, you all. Grab a hold of your happiness. Yo, that's my time. That's what I got for you tonight, you guys. We're definitely still going to be on happiness a little bit tomorrow as well. I think that I'm going to touch on a couple of things. It looks like I'm going to be talking about the science of happiness, maybe the psychology of happiness. I don't know. I'll figure it out exactly how I want to put it. But I'm definitely going to end up touching on ways that we as individuals can be happier, right? That we could take this life to the next level. Before we get out of here, though, I am going to run one more commercial. I know that I've been running the commercials pretty consistently throughout, and I actually gotta pay. I changed the intro tonight. Man, you're so welcome, Legal Scorpion. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in with us. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for this Impact Rally. And I have one general admission ticket that I'm giving away. As a matter of fact, I will tell you this. If you are somebody who's watching and you want to attend and you want to bring somebody with you, if you purchase a ticket, let's say you purchase a VIP ticket, I will give you that ticket so that you can bring the person with you for free. So it's out there. It's available to you. It's either going to go one of two ways. I'm either going to give it to a person who is purchasing the ticket so they can bring somebody with them, or I'm going to give it to the first person to DM me to say, hey, I want the ticket. Whatever happens first. All right. So you have the Impact Rally coming up this weekend, January 28th and 29th, starting at 7 p.m. on Friday evening. And we will be done by 7 p.m. on Saturday. It's going to be great, fun, a power-packed event. Yo, I'm looking forward to taking you guys to the next level. I am. And I have all of the month of February left in this 90-day challenge. And so there's still some great content that we're going to be bringing to you. As well as after the Impact Rally, we are launching the Impact Academy. And so I will give you guys information on that as well. Of course, there's going to be a special rate for those people who attend the Impact Rally to be a part of the Impact Academy. But I'm still going to put it in there and have it ready for you guys. So I'm going to run this commercial. And then after this commercial, I'm going to get us out of here like I normally do with some sort of music. But I can't play too much of the music because, you know, people be tripping, you know what I mean? I don't want to be, I'm not losing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So those of you who are over on Instagram and Wisdom app, chill out with me for a second. For those of you who are over on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and watch the commercial. Yo, welcome back from that commercial break. I'm glad that you guys are still here with me. I am actually getting ready to get up out of here for the night. Make sure that you go and you register for the Impact Rally. Don't waste your time. If you're going to book hotel, you got to book your hotel tonight. I have a special link for you to be able to book your hotel to get the discounted rate. We have a great rate on that hotel. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you guys there. Like I said, I was gonna go ahead and get out of here with some music, but I'm looking at the time and okay. You twisted my arm. I'm gonna go ahead and get the music. All right. So tonight's song that's gonna take us out is going to be an oldie but goodie. It's an oldie to those of you who are born 2000 and on, and it's a goodie to those of us who were born before 2000. So let's ride out to this. Oh man. Let's just play it and let's get up out of here. Let's go. If you hear that, then you already know we're about to go with it. All right, here we go. Yo, Emotional by Carl Thomas. Hey, love y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in over here on IG. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. And for all my people that are over here on YouTube and Instagram, absolutely love y'all. You guys have a great night as well, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.